I'm hurrying, I promise. All right. I made it in the nick of time. It was only 11:01. How's everybody doing? Sunday night. Man, it was hot today. Man, I was sweltering working outside. August 10th, is it 71 or 72? I don't even know. I think it's 71. I'll have to wait. Let's see. Yesterday was episode what? Okay, so it is 71. I thought it was 72. Episode 71. It's day 222. That's what it is. Only 82 days to Halloween, 109 days to Thanksgiving, 136 days to Christmas, and 143 days till New Year's. So you're running out of time to get those, Halloween decorations at Lowe's, because they're going to have Christmas up there before you know it. Because they're going to have those Christmas lights up so you can buy them now and have them ready to go and start decorating your house before August ends. I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. Because I literally, I'm embarrassed to say this, I put Easter away today. Yes, I did. Easter finally got taken down today. The Easter lights, the hanging eggs, the stuffed bunnies. Oh, I just remembered something I didn't take down. But yes, I finally took down Easter. Hola, Don, the idea guy. Yes, so Easter finally got removed from my house. It's been one of these years. It's just really been, it's been real. It's been fun. It just hasn't been real fun. For some reason, I got the phrase "burn the boats" stuck in my head today, and I had to look it up. I knew what it was in reference to, but it was the whole Cortez, the idea that when they got to the New World, he said, "Burn the boats so they can never go back." I feel like that's what's happened. I've just burned the boats, and I just can't go back at this point. I'm just stuck going, and this is it. This is go for it all, go for broke. So that's where we're at. All right. So today is Play in the Sand Day. No, wait. Yes. Maybe? I don't know. I'm really confused. Sorry. I think it's Play in the Sand Day. Maybe today? Is that tomorrow? Oh, no. Wait. Okay. I got it. That's tomorrow. All right. Today is National Agent Orange Day. Not the band. That's the chemical we used to spray during Vietnam that killed vegetation and people. Shocking. It's also Connecticut Day, since it was the fifth state introduced into the Union. It's National Shapewear Day, which is, like I said, corsets. So, it's corset day, basically, or body modification shapewear. So you got those T-shirts that make you look like you're all firm and skinny, and you got a big chest and your belly's all sucked in because it's tightening you up. Probably need one of those at some point. It's National S'mores Day. I had s'mores ice cream. I was too lazy to make freaking s'mores. So that was my suggestion last night. And it's National Lazy Day, but I didn't see that yesterday because I was too damn lazy. There it is. That was the joke right there. Tomorrow is Play in the Sand Day. It's also Kinetic Sand Day. It's Raspberry Bomb Day. Raspberries must be in season. I got to look and see what the deal is with raspberries. I mean, I know all the fruits are in season, like raspberries, strawberries, that kind of stuff. But there must be something about raspberries because, it's been raspberry. It's Sons and Daughters Day, but this one's I never even saw. It's Presidential Joke Day. I'm going to have to dig into that one just a teeny bit, just a scotch, as they say. Historically, 1776, the Declaration of Independence finally made its way to London, and they got to see it during the Revolutionary War and been like, what the hell is this? What do you mean you're leaving us? That's not cool. We're not accepting this. England. The Louvre Paris Palace opens as the Musée Central des Arts in Paris. So basically the Louvre opened today in 1793. In 1821, Missouri was introduced to the Union as the 24th state. There you go. In 1833, Chicago is established as a village, population 200. Can you imagine that? The village of Chicago. Somebody had to do it, right? So yes, 200 people was the village of Chicago. Congress passes, and it becomes the establishment of the Smithsonian Institution, which is now the world's largest museum and research institution in the world. So that's that. In 1893, again, our friend Rudolf Diesel, who got the patent the other day, actually made a diesel engine work. He had a 10-foot-long tube with a crankshaft on the bottom, and he got continuous self-sustained running. So diesel, the diesel engine for Rudolf Diesel. Again, did not know that until I just read that the other day. In 1897, aspirin is synthesized, and it is made by Felix Hoffmann, who later patents it under his company's name of Bayer and calls it aspirin. So there you go. That's aspirin was made, and it was made by this guy Felix Hoffmann. He synthesized the chemicals of it. Now, in 1932, an 11.2-pound chronodite stony meteorite broke into 7 pieces and crashed into Archie, Missouri. I only find that interesting because right now we're dealing with the Perseids meteors. Also, on the same day, many, many years later, in it's down here somewhere. In 1972, the Great Fireball flew over just 35 miles above the Midwest out near Canada, and a 1 million kilogram rock, 100 foot in diameter, grazes the Canadian atmosphere. So that's a big rock, basically 1 million kilograms. That's 2 million pounds of stone, but a 100-foot diameter boulder went zooming just 35 miles above the earth. If that had hit, that probably would have made a mess. Probably would have done something. But yes, people saw this thing. It was the Great Fireball, 1972. So I guess we've had a few things that happened during the Perseus meteor showers. So maybe we still get to have something fun happen in the next couple of days. The peak is not till in 2 days from now, the 12th and the 13th. So we can only just hope, right? 1932, Lego. This thing right there. Nope, wrong camera. Wrong camera. I changed it. I'm going to tell you. You'll have to go back to this one. That one right there. See? Lego. This thing, the little plastic thing. Lego. Billund, Denmark, by Ole Kirk Christensen, which is a contraction for leg got, Leggodt, leg got, which means play well in Danish. So they make, I had to dive into this because I have a lot of Lego. Don't get me wrong. Like, Joe Aspirin, maybe. I have a lot of Lego. I mean, a kind of ridiculous amount of Lego. I have a whole room dedicated to Lego. I have Lego on every keychain. There's a lot of Lego in this house. A lot. I mean, I've had Lego since I was a kid. Legos. When I got my Christmas when I was a child, I got Legos. So I've had Legos for, 50 plus years. So there's Legos everywhere. And probably, I hate to admit how much money on Legos. I mean, like this thing was, I don't know, $500. I mean, expensive. So I've got thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of Legos. But apparently they make, ready for this one, 36 billion parts a year. 36 billion. That means they make 1,140 pieces per second. That's insane amounts of Legos in a second. They're the number 1 tire manufacturer in the world. If you think about that. The number 1 tire manufacturer in the world, where they make, what was it? 306 million tires a year, which is number 1 in the world. I actually went to Legoland in San Diego, and I had pictures, but I didn't get them put up. Sorry. Um, it was pretty epic. They had Lego everything. Giant Legos, full-size Legos, people Legos, dinosaur Legos, monster Legos, Star Wars Legos. The Lego movie set they had there, the actual set of the movie. Um, it was amazing. Just all sorts of cool Lego. They had cool rides. They had some cool mechanical Lego-y rides. Um, I think one of the funniest things is they had an elevator that you got into the elevator and it was playing the Girl of Ipanema. Do, 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 do. The minute the door closed, it went into a total disco mode and it was a party. Like lights flashing and it was doing celebrate good times. Come on. Like loud, like dancing. And the minute the doors, like it stopped at the floor and opened, lights go back and it's just back to the Girl from Ipanema. And it did every time you wrote it. So you kind of expected it after a while, but still didn't because it was such a shock. Because it went pitch black for just 1 second and then it was strobe lights and flashing lights and this crazy dance party. And then it went back to just totally normal fluorescent light bulbs and everything. It was definitely Disney-like with all of its thematics. It was Lego everything. But yeah, so Lego built and established on this day. It was a whole bunch of things. It started with the guy was a wood maker, carpenter. It started with wooden blocks, and now it's PVC. And it was started building in the late 30s and then early 40s. And they just built one near Richmond, Virginia, in the United States for the first time. And they expect it to be done this year, 2025. It has solar panels and zero waste, and they're saying that to get rid of ABS plastic and make it out of something else at some point, less environmental. We'll see. I'm just happy because I have Legos, lots of them, insane amounts of Legos. And in 1997, speaking of Legos, on this day, a shipping container was wiped out and a boat with shippings on it. And over 5 million pieces were lost in sea near Cornwall, England, and they're still washing up to this day. They're still finding Lego on the beach. So that's kind of funny that you would think about it. Just walking down the beach, you find a Lego piece. Be like, oh, interesting. In 1948, candid camera was introduced on ABC TV. So that's when we started, filming people innocuously and doing, smile, you're on candid camera. Yeah, catching people doing stupid crap on camera back then. So it's not like you invented it, YouTube kids. People have been doing that since the late 40s. Alan Funt, exactly. That's exactly who did it. Alan Funt, candid camera, 1948. Also, on this day in 1960, Psycho was released. To not critical acclaim. Alfred Hitchcock's now ranked as one of the best movies ever made. The original slasher film started a whole generation, a whole genre. Was not met with critical acclaim. It was made on an $800,000 budget, about $6 million in today's numbers. But it grossed. In today's numbers for a $6 million thing, like almost $400 million. So hugely successful, commercially successful. It opened up a whole new thing about the censors and everyone else about what was acceptable in cinematic creativity. Janet Leigh and Anthony Perkins starring in that. And it was basically very loosely based on the serial killer and convicted murderer Ed Gein of Wisconsin, who was caught after killing 2 people, but he did have his mom sealed in a room that he preserved. So, yeah, still a little bit on the weird side, I would say. But yes, there was an interesting movie I saw just recently about that whole Psycho thing, Hitch, I think it was called. It was good. It seemed Alfred Hitchcock is kind of what you expected, kind of a strange cat. Definitely seemed like he's a bit lascivious for the young blonde actresses. But, that was Hollywood, and that was Hitch. 1970, Jim Morrison goes on trial in Miami, Florida for indecent exposure, lewd and lascivious behavior, and public drunkenness. Basically, they said he whipped out his wang and was flagging it around on stage in front of about 10,000 people. It's in the movie and everything every time you see it. There's no pictures, so there was no photographic evidence. It said the trial took about 40 days. When it was done, he was convicted of minor charges. He was charged $500 and 6 months in jail. He was let out on $50,000 bond. And Morrison never served any time in jail, though, because what wound up happening is, this is 1970. He then basically moved to France and died in 1971. He was pardoned officially in 2010 by the city of Miami, and officially off the records as, pardoned. So, yeah, good old Jim Morrison. Imagine that. His behavior was boorish. 1972, Wings was arrested. Apparently they were doing some weeding in Sweden, and they got arrested when they discovered some hashish in their possession. The band was arrested and subsequently fined. No jail time was served. Elton John in 1976 performed the first of 7 sold-out shows in Madison Square Garden. MSG is a pretty good-sized venue to have 7 sold-out shows in a row, and that concluded his North American tour of that year. 1977 on this day, David Berkowitz, the .44 caliber killer, son of Sam, is arrested on suspicion of being that guy. So this is basically the end of the Summer of Sam then. That went on from, I believe it started in June of 76 all the way through to the next year for 77, which left New York City on edge as the .44 caliber killer, David Berkowitz, had murdered 7 people, I think was the final head count of people that he shot, mostly young women in cars. So, good old David Berkowitz. 79, Michael Jackson's 5th album, Off the Wall, is released and becomes Album of the Year for 1980. Good old MJ. And the 2006, Scotland Yard thwarts a terrorist plot to take down an airplane going from the UK to the US, and subsequently all toiletries are banned on flights. So that's the day that you no longer can take all your large aerosol with you, or all your shampoo, or all your other crap on planes. So that's the reason that it happened from 2006. So, 19 years ago. So we haven't had stuff on planes for 19 years, I guess. No toiletries, small bottles, all that stuff. Who knew? I mean, I knew, but I didn't know that's exactly when and why. Because you have to put it into your bag and carry a small thing, and right. And now if I take my shoes, I'm pre-TSA, what exactly do I mean, if everyone can put their shoes back on, then what's the benefit of being pre-TSA? The line's not that much shorter anyway, because everyone got pre-TSA'd now. So I want to know. What am I paying my $80 for? In 2017, a 100-year-old fruitcake is discovered in the Antarctica from one of the expeditions, and it is deemed almost edible. Almost edible. And that's a true story. They actually found a fruitcake and said it's almost edible after 100 years. I think that's pretty funny. In 2017, also, Taylor Swift testifies in Denver, Colorado, against DJ David Mueller that he groped her. Now, that was a big thing in the radio industry because, we always are taking pictures with celebrities and with fans. And, you could clearly see that he, had his arm around her and was down near her buttocks. And apparently, I think he was found guilty of it. I don't remember, but regardless, I don't think he kept his job after that. So groping Taylor Swift was probably not in his best interest to do. But yeah, that was something you always have to think about when when we're taking pictures with fans and actors. You have to be very careful, especially with film ones. If you're putting your arms out, you have to sort of keep them like sort of. You can't keep them to the side like I'm going to put them around. No, it's sort of like out here that are very visible, as you can see. My hands are up here. Here they are. Where you're not even touching them sometimes, just kind of like, yes, I got my wings open and welcoming you in. Very interesting there. 2018 in Seattle Tacoma Airport, an Alaskan's airline ground crew member stole an airplane and flew it for about an hour, being followed by fighter jets. And under threats of being shot down, eventually crashed the plane and killed himself. But I kind of remember that. It kind of made the news for a minute in the cycle. But yes, I guess this guy stole the plane on the ground and from Alaskan Airlines and just took off and got up in the air and couldn't land the thing, so he just crashed it. But flew around for an hour, just having a joyride. I guess that's one way to do it. Kids can steal Kias. Why not somebody steal a freaking airplane? Just saying. And lastly, on this day in 2021, Governor Andrew Cuomo resigns over allegations of all sorts of bad stuff that he was doing. Mr. Andrew. And then Chris Cuomo got fired eventually anyway, so you'll have all that. And see Keanu Reeves in photos with the fans? No touching. Yes, correct. That's correct. You'll always see Keanu Reeves like that. He's very much does this, where he doesn't touch fans because he wants to be very proper about that. I ran out of page, so I had to go to this side for the birthdays. I did not put any deaths. I didn't have time, and I didn't care. I didn't really want to deal with deaths today. Ian Anderson of Jethro Tull, birthday today. Also, John Ferris of In Excess. David Duncan of Big Audio Dynamite. We were talking about Big Audio Dynamite earlier today with someone. Todd Nichols of Toad the Wet Sprocket. Jimmy Dean of Jimmy Dean Sausages. Also, he was a singer, country singer and everything else. Rockabilly kind of thing. But yes, Jimmy Dean Sausages. They still have commercials that show Jimmy Dean like, "Hi, I'm Jimmy Dean. Try my sausage." I'm like, are those AI? These commercials that he made, a long time ago that he just actually put on again, they just look like they're fairly decent. They must have, re-edited them or shot them on some good celluloid because it still looks good, Jimmy, even though you're long dead. Roseanne Arquette, birthday today. Antonio Banderas, birthday today. I liked in all of the cartoon movies that he's done. Puss in Boots. Yeah, I found those to be amusing. Again, like I said, I watch cartoons. That's one of my things. It's a late night indulgence. I've been watching. Oh God, what is it? This stupid show, The Wonderful World of Gumball. The Wild Wonderful World of Gumball. I'm watching that series at night because it's 12 minutes. So I just put it on, watch one little show, laugh at the stupidity of it, and then fall asleep on the couch because that's what I do. And then Kevin Randleman was born on this day. Kevin Randleman was an Ohio State University wrestler who also went to fight MMF. I actually knew Kevin. He was an interesting guy. Good guy, nice guy, super nice. He's passed away, I think, in 2017. But yeah, he was an MMF fighter, like 3-time Big Ten, all Big Ten champion and everything else at Ohio State. Very interesting. The funny story is when I first went, my very first spring break ever, I went to Fort Lauderdale. And I stayed at the Sea Beach Motel. And I went down with Gregory. What was Greg's last name? But the other guy was Vinny Daddio. And I think I've told you the story of Vinny Daddio. These guys were they were a little too much even for me at that point. I think they were stoned the entire drive down. I drove his car most of the way down. They had like a Grateful Dead cassette they played. And at some point in the middle of the night, somewhere in Georgia, I pulled it out of the cassette deck and said, we need to put something else on, held it out the window and said, I will let this thing go. I don't care that it's Dead 72 live at whatever. Like, we just need to listen to something else for the love of God. when we got down there, they literally threw the furniture off the balcony into the pool and threw peanut butter covered bread onto the ceiling in the first like 5 minutes. So it was one of those like, good Lord, this is going to be crazy. But it was funny because the people that I met there was the Ohio State wrestling team was staying at the same hotel, and a bunch of guys from Reynoldsburg, Ohio, a guy that was from Northwestern, and actually I just talked to Mike the other day, and some people from Bucknell. So that it's just funny, but that was my first introduction to the Ohio State wrestling team. I didn't even go to Ohio State. This is when I was going to school in New Jersey before I even moved out here. It was the precursor to being out here by a couple of years. But that's it, just made a connection with people that lived out in Ohio, and that's when I visited Columbus, going out to OU and such. But there you go, all these different weird connections of how you run into people. So there's that. Now let me look. I'm going to see if is this one going to expire soon? I'm going to just beat it to it because I know it's going to. So I'm going to change to this one. I'm going to lean over here and do this. I'm going to click that, and that way I don't have to worry about it. Have I told you about this? Right there. Whoops. Right there. There. I told you about this. Let's verify. All right. So just go and make comment. All right. You're going to watch these and make comment. The producer just found out this 7 days ago. I saw it coming and he goes, oh my God, I just found out about this. I was like, what do you think I've been telling you? I've been telling you I'm doing this for like 70 days and you just found out it about a week ago? I've been promoting Heinz the whole time. I've been working the magic, trying to get people to watch this thing, make the comments about it, get season 2 going. You know, we need more Randy, fame and fortune, burn the boats. That's, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. I'm going to start to write the inspirational quotes of the things I learn here. Admiral Farragut, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. Cortez, burn the boats. So all my inspirational things are going to have to get written back here on a whiteboard, which I don't have room for. There's no way I could put a whiteboard in here. You've seen this room, right? Haven't you? You've seen this space that I live in, this 7 foot by 8 foot square of just stuff where literally I'm running into things right here. I'm running into things right here. I mean, I can touch the wall here. I can touch the wall here. It's not very big. So I don't have a whole lot of room to expand my world. But I'll try. I mean, I thought, what if I put like a full-size TV right there, but then the light would all be blocked. But then I could see everything really well. I have so many TVs. I have too many. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have like 7 72-inch or at least 72-inch TVs at the building that I'm not using right now. They're just sitting on the walls. So if someone needs a giant TV, I could probably donate it to you. So if you're really asking nice, you'd be like, here, take it. It'd make a great, panel for your video wall or whatever. They all came from a Black Friday sale. Had never done a Black Friday sale in my life. But I needed the TVs when I opened the bar up, which the anniversary of that will be 10 years ago in 10 days. So yeah, I'm going to have to do something special for that episode of both the bar opening and the radio station opening 25 or 35 years ago and 10 years ago. But anyway, that was my first Black Friday ever. So that would have been November of 14, I guess. I went and did the Black Friday thing and, went and bought a bunch of TVs because I was like, okay, let's find these sales. I think I went to Target and I fought the crowds and I got there early enough and I just was like, okay, I'll take these 5 TVs. And literally, someone looked at me like, I'm like, yes, I'm doing the Black Friday thing. I'm buying TVs because they're cheap. So I bought 5 of them. So I have 5 giant panels. Don't ask me why. I mean, why? Why I did because it was to put them up in the bar. Put them at the bar, use them at the front door. Actually, yeah, that's 6. 6. I think I bought 5 then and had another one. Anyway, because I was just thinking there's 3 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. That's 6. Yeah. Who knew? I didn't apparently. That's lost on me. This week, I talked to my sister in New Jersey. She said my mom is doing just great. They're going to go on an adventure. My mom, again, she is just, it's insane about how much she does. Oh, I'm going out to lunch with the ladies from my exercise club. And then she started, she's doing something with her garden club where she's went shopping to get vases because she's now in charge of doing this fundraiser. She's going to make all these vases into this. I'm just like, what? You're going out like every day. She's 93 years old, people. She lives alone. I hope I get those genes. I mean, I won't. I'm not, but that's amazing. So yeah, she just does it and does it and does it. So it must be nice, you know. I mean, it's great. I'm glad she can do it. 93, burn the boats, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. All that good stuff. But yeah, this week I did have another fun driving encounter today. Only one. I was on the highway. I was on 71 North, going through the downtown. And again, I told you I'm a really active, pay attention driver. And I saw the cars in front of me, you know, pretty far up, brake lights are gone. But I could see that my lane was stopping, okay? So I'm one of those people that I you know, if you understand that, I put my hazards on. Because just my brake lights just show you, yes, I'm stopping, you know, I'm braking. But the hazards show you like, whoa, pay a little more attention, okay? So I put my hazards on. I can see the car behind me is not paying enough attention and kind of, you know, coming up pretty fast. So he comes up and does the whole like, whoa, 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 wow, you're stopped. I'm like, yeah, my hazards are on, you idiot. I'm stopped. There's trucks stopped. We're not going anywhere. One car back, absolutely didn't pay attention. You saw him veer into the breakdown lane, like, and pulled right up to the car next to him. The other car behind him stopped in the next lane over and moved over. I was like, people, I'm like, how do you not, what are you not paying attention to? It did not hear any crashy noises. Traffic moves. I just drove on, lived my life. But yeah, you know, just if cars stop in front of you like that, put your hazards on. Warn the people behind you so you don't get wrecked. Because man, you know, kind of just look in the mirror like, okay, it's like, well, you're not stopping, are you there, buddy? And he just, you know, kind of slid up to the side. I was like, idiot. Just, you know, pay attention when you're driving behind the wheel. Not you. I'm sure you're fabulous drivers. I mean, right? Aren't we all? But yeah, just gotta pay attention. But that was my driving experience today. Otherwise, it was pretty uneventful, thankfully. I'm going to document all my crazy driving. Like I used to have a dash cam when I had my car, but now I don't have a car, so I don't have a dash cam. And that used to be the best stuff ever. I had all sorts of wrecks and crashes and stupid shit, and just because, you know, I didn't have to film it, it just was always doing it. I'll have to get another dash cam and put it in the car, because it was a major source of hours of entertainment, to say the very least. Let's put it that way. So. It's been a fun week. It's been a hot week. I'm looking forward to seeing if I can find some meteors this week. So the 12th and 13th is when the Perseids are the best. So look for those. You know, we'll see if we can find a less bright spot in the sky so I can get out and maybe see a little bit of that. It should be a hot work week. Students are starting to move back, so I can already see the streets filling up. So that should be fun. My neighbors are back from vacation, so their dog was back, so I know that because love the barky dog. But besides that, hey, it's, you know, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. Burn the boats. Burn the boats. All right. We'll do this again tomorrow, but totally differently. Maybe I'll be a little more prepared tomorrow. I got a late start tonight. It was just a long day, and I just sat on the couch too long and had a leisurely dinner. I didn't get the pictures up that I took, which it kind of stinks. Oh, and how quickly they did that pole that was dinged already got fixed. I saw it today. I'm like, wait a second, really? I was like, somebody worked on a Sunday and fixed that? That's crazy. Maybe it got bent recently and I didn't notice it. But yeah, it was fixed. So I was like, okay, well, that's good, I guess. Someone fixed the post. Anyway, I'll look for you tomorrow. We'll do this again, but different. I don't know if I'll have a theme music done and an intro done tomorrow. I don't think tomorrow's going to be the day that's going to happen. I'll try my best, but I do need to get on that. I have some other things I have to get on because time is becoming of the essence. Anyway, I bid you all farewell and adieu. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening and a great Monday and a great start to your week. As always, we will, in fact, fade to black. Fade to black. Where is the button to oh, crap. That's what I do. Spill stuff all over the equipment. Bad, bad.